The Golden State Warriors had a chance to acquire one of the NBA's top defenders in a trade involving Jonathan Kuminga a few years ago. According to ESPN, Warriors owner Joe Lacob, a strong believer in Kuminga's potential, refused to trade him to the Chicago Bulls in exchange for Alex Caruso. Lacob has remained a staunch Kuminga supporter and vocal believer in his long-term future. He voiced an unwillingness to include Kuminga in a proposed trade from Chicago for Alex Caruso a couple of seasons back, ESPN reports. Caruso was later traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Josh Giddey, helping the Thunder win their first NBA championship last season. Meanwhile, Kuminga's saga continues in Golden State, as the restricted free agent has yet to sign an extension with the Warriors and his future with the franchise remains uncertain. Eurobasket's 18-year-old phenom is a highlight machine. The Sacramento Kings remain in play for Golden State Warriors restricted free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga, but the possibility of a sign-and trade continues to hinge on one critical factor: the protections on a first-round pick. According to Sam Amick of The Athletic, the Warriors may be willing to reopen talks with Sacramento if the Kings agree to lift the protections on the 2030 pick they previously included in trade discussions. Sacramento's original proposal paired guard Malik Monk and the protected pick with a 3-year, $63 million contract for Kuminga, the number 7 overall pick in 2021. There are some stakeholders who believe the Warriors would likely change their stance if the protections were dropped completely, Amick reported. He added that Golden State has been reluctant to take back Monk's contract, which carries a $21.5 million player option in 2027 to 28, and that dealing with luxury tax apron restrictions could also force the Warriors to move Moses Moody or Buddy Hield as part of a package. Kuminga's wish. Sacramento. While the Warriors weigh their options, Kuminga has made his own preference clear. In August, Anscape's Mark J. Spears reported that the 22-year-old forward wants out of Golden State and that his top destination is Sacramento. After a Zoom meeting with Kings GM Scott Perry, assistant GM BJ Armstrong, and assistant coach Doug Christie, Kuminga was convinced that the Kings were the right fit, Spears said. He wants to go to Sacramento, Spears reported. The Kings are offering a starting spot as the power forward, next to Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis. Amick confirmed that team sources believe Kuminga does, in fact, want to play for Sacramento. The Warriors, however, shut down talks with both the Kings and Suns earlier in the summer. Sacramento's opportunity. For the Kings, Kuminga represents exactly the kind of young, athletic forward who could grow alongside Murray and Sabonis while giving Sacramento another perimeter defender and slasher in the starting lineup. At just 22, Kuminga is entering what many around the league expect to be his breakout years. He averaged 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists last season in 47 games, while shooting 45.4% from the field. But he has often voiced frustration about his role with the Warriors, where veterans have continued to take precedence in Steve Kerr's rotations. That frustration has fueled the current stalemate. Kuminga rejected Golden State's 3-year, $75.2 million offer that includes a team option in the third season. He has pushed instead for either a player option or a 1-year balloon contract that would allow him to hit unrestricted free agency next summer. Will Kings sweeten the deal? The Warriors' reluctance to lose a former lottery pick for nothing next summer could ultimately play to Sacramento's advantage. If the Kings were to drop the protections on their 2030 first-round pick, Golden State may decide that a sign-and trade is its best path forward. For now, the standoff continues. But with Kuminga's clear desire to wear a Kings uniform and Sacramento's ability to offer him both a starting role and a long-term home, the door to a deal remains open. The question is whether the Kings are willing to sweeten their offer and remove the protections that stand in the way. The Golden State Warriors continue to stand firm in their messy contract talks with restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga. According to Shams Charania of ESPN, Golden State recently rejected a trade proposal from the Sacramento Kings that would have sent Kuminga out in exchange for Malik Monk and a future first-round pick. Golden State's refusal highlights how unwilling they are to move on from the 22-year-old forward without a return they believe matches his value. Warriors reject rivals' Malik Monk trade offer. The rejected package from Sacramento centered around Monk, the 2023-24 Sixth Man of the Year runner-up, and a first-round pick. On paper, it would have given Golden State an established scorer in his prime along with draft flexibility. But there were clear drawbacks. Monk, 27, is under contract for 3 more seasons on a 4-year, $77.9 million deal he signed last summer. While he has improved each year, his price tag is significant. His long-term upside is also limited compared to Kuminga. Kuminga, meanwhile, averaged more than 15 points per game last season. He remains one of the Warriors' few young players with star potential. Golden State appears far more comfortable trying to get him re-signed, even if negotiations have been anything but smooth. Inside the Warriors' ongoing stalemate, the Kings' proposal wasn't the only deal Golden State turned away. ESPN's Anthony Slater reported that the Warriors also declined sign-and-trade frameworks from the Phoenix Suns involving Royce O'Neal and draft compensation. At the heart of the standoff is contract structure. Golden State has offered Kuminga multiple frameworks. One was a 2-year, $45 million deal with a team option in the second season. Another was a more recent 3-year, $75.2 million offer. That deal also included a team option. Kuminga and his agent, Aaron Turner, have pushed back against those terms. They prefer longer guarantees, or a player option. Owner Joe Lacob even flew across the country in August to meet with Kuminga, Turner, and general manager Mike Dunleavy in Miami, according to ESPN. During the meeting, Lacob pressed Kuminga with a blunt question. "Do you want to be here?" Kuminga responded with one of his own. "Do you even want me here?" The back and forth has underscored just how far apart the two sides remain. What it means for Golden State. As training camp approaches, the Warriors have filled only 9 of their 15 roster spots. Kuminga's future is the domino that will shape the rest of their offseason. Star teammates Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler have even reached out to Kuminga to check in on his mindset and plans. Meanwhile, head coach Steve Kerr has reportedly told him he'll have a substantial role to begin next season. The back and forth has underscored just how far apart the two sides remain. What it means for Golden State. As training camp approaches, the Warriors have filled only 9 of their 15 roster spots. Kuminga's future is the domino that will shape the rest of their offseason. Star teammates Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler have even reached out to Kuminga to check in on his mindset and plans. Meanwhile, head coach Steve Kerr has reportedly told him he'll have a substantial role to begin next season. The Golden State Warriors are already looking years down the line, and their plans could involve the biggest names in basketball. According to Sam Amick of The Athletic, Golden State is prioritizing cap flexibility for the summer of 2027, when both Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic could become available in free agency. They want to maintain maximum flexibility for that 2027 summer, reported Amick. The Warriors, who are well aware that Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo and Denver's Nikola Jokic both have player options for the 2027-28 season, are hardly alone on this star-hunting front. High-profile teams like the Lakers and Clippers have sent similar signals in recent months. The Warriors are currently engaged in a standoff with Jonathan Kuminga, who is seeking a 4-year, $120 million contract with a player option. The Warriors, meanwhile, have rejected a contract worth $75.2 million over 3 years with no player option. Their reluctance to concede Kuminga's demands may come from more than just precaution. If they keep their books open until the summer of 2027, it will allow them to pursue several big-name superstars, including Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic. By that point, only 2 contracts remain on the books: Moody's $13.4 million and Hield's $10 million player option will be off the payroll, and they'll have as much as they can spend to lure 2 future Hall of Famers to play together. The Warriors are currently engaged in a standoff with Jonathan Kuminga, who is seeking a 4-year, $120 million contract with a player option. The Warriors, meanwhile, have rejected a contract worth $75.2 million over 3 years with no player option. Their reluctance to concede Kuminga's demands may come from more than just precaution. If they keep their books open until the summer of 2027, it will allow them to pursue several big-name superstars, including Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic. By that point, only 2 contracts remain on the books: Moody's $13.4 million and Hield's $10 million player option will be off the payroll, and they'll have as much as they can spend to lure two future Hall of Famers to play together.